are two ways I like to store peppers in the freezer. One of them is from fresh and one of them is from roasted. So we're going to do the fresh first. First of all, cut off the top, clean out the inside of your pepper, and then you're ready to cut it up. When you feel you have enough for what you need, take this cookie sheet with the peppers and put it exactly as is into the freezer. We're going to flash freeze it for about an hour. Well, it's been about an hour and these have all frozen up, and I can put them to store either in, you can put them either in a plastic baggie or whatever in the freezer. I like to use these reusable containers. The reason you freeze them like this is because they are now frozen separately. If I just put them in this container in a clump fresh, they would have frozen in a clump and it would have been really difficult to get them out. This way they're all separated. They will remain separated and you can take out as many as you want, and it will certainly ease the defrosting issue. Got about a cup's worth of peppers. Put them in the container, put the lid on, put a label with the date, and straight into the freezer. Personally like to roast first and then freeze them because I love the flavor and they are ready to go on the foods I love best, which are pasta based and rice based and things like that. They're ready to go. It's one less step. So to roast them, I've preheated the oven to 425, and basically I'm just going to cut the I've already cleaned out the peppers, and I'm just going to cut them into chunks. I have these peppers from the food bank. I had an excess, so the volunteers were able to take them. And the deal with these vegetables and fruit from the food bank is that they've been sort of bumped around quite a bit, getting there and being passed out and this, that, and the other, so they don't have a long shelf life. So the quicker you can get this sort of stuff done, the better. And sometimes before you even start, you're going to have to go and cut out maybe some bad spots or some rotted spots. So I'm just going to go ahead here and finish cutting up my big chunks, and then I will get them ready for roasting. Once everything's cut up, you can put it in a bowl and basically drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here. Some recipes call for seasoning these, and I'm sure they're delicious seasoned if you want to eat them right away, but because I use these in so many different dishes, I want to keep the flavor simple and plain, and then I season them when I'm ready to eat them. So I'm just going to kind of distribute the olive oil around. I saw a really brilliant idea on one recipe page where they just sprayed everything with olive oil cooking spray, and I thought that was really good. It's kind of a savings on pouring a bunch of excess oil on things, and it just, if you're trying to keep your oil down in your diet, it's also a good idea. So I'm going to be looking for olive oil cooking spray. I think they have it at Dollar Tree, if not at Walmart. I think it'll be a good addition to my pantry. So those are pretty well coated. I have preheated the oven up to 425, and I'm going to put these on my baking sheet and get started. These are in the oven at 425. They're on my trusty cast iron skillet that I use for roasting everything. If you don't have one of these, use a cookie sheet, but I suggest putting parchment paper on it just to save yourself some cleanup. Again, 425, they say 20 minutes or so, we'll see. Keep checking back. That's the best way to know if something is ready. They started getting seared on one side, so I just took my tongs and turned them over and put them back in the oven. Don't those look great? I did have to check them continually because this sort of thing can go wrong really quick when you're cooking at really high temperatures. That they look wonderful. I don't think I'm going to be freezing these. I actually have plans to use them in the next couple days, but if I were to freeze them, I'd freeze them the same way I did the fresh ones. Let these cool, put them on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper and kind of flash freeze them individually, none of the pieces touching, and then pack them away. So that's a scoop on fresh and roasted peppers. Thank you so much for watching.